All right, hello. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. The channel is going to be renamed. This episode here is really just doing some brainstorming again, reevaluating how I'm going to approach my social media marketing strategy. So, this channel has been about um, questions that are fundamental in nature, questions that look to see if there are answers that are beyond knowledge or time. But most importantly, what it was not was entertaining. All right, it was entertaining to audiences. The production value is, minimal, but that doesn't mean that people wouldn't watch things with low production values. It's that they had to have some sort of investment with it, and people, when they'd come on, within a few seconds they'd be gone. That's what my data showed. That people just don't want to watch. They're just not interested. The titles may have been interesting or whatnot, but the delivery is left lacking. This kind of delivery is a delivery system that just I have no idea how it would work. This would be the first time that I'm discussing certain matters or looking into things in certain ways, and an audience doesn't know the context of all this that's going on. And so it's been a channel that hasn't really been able to take off. So I've been inspired by a few things lately. One is a YouTuber who's a collector. He has a channel that's simply him ranting and reviewing. And so he'll get into what? He'll get into discussing how serious of a nature the problems that exist today in modern life are. And getting into how things need to change, why things need to change, and providing proposals and the like. So definitely, people are interested in hearing and relating to other people, being able to point out how difficult things are. And then also, as of late, I've been networking a business idea that deals in resolving for conflict on an economic level, on a business level, on a legal level, that makes use of interconnection and interdependence that network systems are evolving to provide, and how that quality of connection could resolve for a lot of conflicts, a lot of problems in mass. So as of late, what I've been doing is networking a bit, trying to see what investors would be willing to invest in order to launch, and what I would need in order to launch. What is the first elements of this business idea that are going to be required? And so it dawned on me that that kind of interest that people have, the interest of gathering and applying and providing knowledge, memory, and experience, opinions, beliefs, arguments, debates, all of that of which was not the what this channel has been all about. That's what garners interest. That's what people want to be able to express. Can they express these frustrations in a constructive way? Meaning the possibilities of coming together, making deals, contracting aren't separate from the form. So they're both one thing. So we can go ahead and debate and then get to proposing how we're going to contract to fix this. So that's been kind of like, all right, and then can there be a social media strategy that gets people to be aware of this possibility of being able to express and as well as contract? And what is unique about this kind of contracting? It's legal contracting, it's network systems developing, and it's also economic and financial analysis, data that's provided when we look at the whole. People who are on the forum can look at the whole, how the whole map of interconnection would work together, as well as just how these kinds of contracts are different. They would be blockchain based, but it isn't blockchain or crypto as we've known it, which hasn't been able to adopt it in widespread manner. And and so along with that, I'm writing a book. I'm sorry, I have a hair in my edit that out later. I'm writing a book as well. So the book would be my ideas refined, and to be part philosophical, let's say, and part legal and business and economic analysis, and look into things, which is what people are interested in. People are interested in data analysis and research. People are interested in debating, arguing, all right, whatnot. All right, we could find those things, but it's only a partial element of my networking strategy. The other half is the questions that slice through the debates, slice through the arguments, right? Get people to, at the very least, exclaim, be aware of that there's a whole different way of looking at this, let's say. And then also that the philosophical element of the social media strategy, or the book rather, of the book, is that, it's an inquiry into oneself, into where the human being can radically change, fundamentally change, and as needed by this pressing problem of all these different kinds of problems, but AI in particular, making for problems that we've never had to face before. And so can the human being adapt, grow, and change, and be empowered to continue on and move forward together? And also how the network systems, the advanced technology, and the ways that technology can reflect back and forth these kinds of manifestations of intelligence, of sanity, of order, and freedom as well. Freedom is an element to it that's primordial. It's of essence. So that's, I guess, where I'm at. Just to cap off the past few years. I was practicing as an attorney, still am, right? Getting a master's in space operations, of which the research that I've gathered and I'm gathering, right, because I graduate next year, are essentially going to be the problems of the space industry and how this endeavor can resolve for those problems. So I'll be well versed, right, in that sense. And because going back to sort of like what would be, a talking point, people want to talk about how, our college degrees aren't, our college degrees are not guaranteeing jobs. What's the future of jobs? What's the future of education? We got to get to it because our lives are passing by, right? Millennials know we're older, and we're getting older and older, and there's much to life that we would like to experience or have or whatnot, but things are tough. Things are difficult. So we're going to have to find it within ourselves to do something that changes the course of things in a way that people can get excited about, can feel assured about. And assured, that's not a promise that things will be fixed or things will change, but can there be a tool, can there be a service that the only other element that's needed is people themselves to come together and figure out how we're going to get through things. A lot of debt. That's what the things we're getting through. There's the two part. The debt is, an economic or societal structure thing, but then the other element is sense of well-being. Freedom from fear, from anger, from resentment, all these kinds of things. They go hand in hand. And maybe that's, how well coordinated the future can be. Not only on an individual level, but on a societal structure level. And I'll end it on this note here. Movie posters. What if your life had a movie poster? Who's on that movie poster? Whose faces are? It has to do with the faces, and it has to do with how large they are, or how small they are on your poster. Because there's many important characters in our lives, but they may be far and few between in terms of how we see or when we see each other. It could be multiple, it could be a team of people, so that's why their faces may be smaller. But then there's the large faces. Those are the main characters, the main elements of relating to one another in this world, in this lifetime. And, working together towards something or other. Facing challenges together. I don't know. Who's on your poster?